Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today I have a very quick one in which I want to show you how I solved one of my biggest pet peeves with the Azure Portal, and that's the styling. So if you have an account that has been a couple years old, you might be used to the styling you see right here on the screen. So you have the dark on the top and the dark on the side. And back in the days you could also select between different colors. So I selected the dark one, but you could also pick a blue one and I think a light one. Nowadays we can't select the styling anymore because Microsoft changed it 2 to 3 years ago, and nowadays we can only select between light mode and dark mode. So here I have an old account, and if I go to the settings and then click on the appearance, you can see here under theme I have nothing selected because I'm still using the old settings I used from back in the days. And if I would select one of the two options now, or actually three options, then my settings would be changed. If you have a new account, you can only select between the light and the dark mode. And to be honest, I don't like either of them. So if I switch over to a new account, you can see how it looks like. So either it's all this bright light, which hurts the eyes, or if we go back to the settings and change it to the dark mode, then it's really dark, but to me the light areas like this white box here is just too bright on my monitor, and I also don't like it. In Visual Studio Code, I'd like the dark mode. I would never pick the bright one, but for whatever reason, maybe I'm just getting old and grumpy, but I like the way it was. And now I finally found a solution. And the solution to this problem, if you want to call it a problem, is an extension for Chrome in this case. But this extension is available for all major browsers. And the extension is called Stylus. If you click on Stylus, you can define the URL of a website, and then you can inject your own CSS on this website. So if you zoom in here, we can see I have defined portal.azure.com, and if I activate this, you can see that the colors change to the colors I like. And if we now go to the settings, then we can see here what I've configured. That's just very basic CSS. So all I do is change the sidebar background and the text, as well as the top bar background and text. And in the last line, I make sure that the background of the main area stays what it is, this bright white. All of this works because we're using this important keyword that overrides the existing CSS. That's everything you have to do. So if you want, you can change whatever setting you like. If you go back to the Azure Portal, the way I did this is in Chrome, you can press F12. And you have the entire dome here, and then you can click on the icon and select whatever element you want. For example, here the sidebar, and so you can find it here in the XML. And then you can just override the CSS you have. So I haven't done CSS in like forever, but even I could do it. So if you just have done CSS for like an hour, I'm pretty sure you will figure it out how it works. And that's already everything I want to show you today. So in my opinion, Stylus is a really great extension. As I said, it's available for all the major browsers. It's also open source, so you can take a look at the code. You could compile it yourself and then just run it and use whatever code or CSS you want. If you're interested in the CSS I'm using, I will have a link in the description, and I hope I'm not the only one who doesn't like the styling of the Azure Portal, and it helps at least one person out there. That's already everything for today. Next week I'll be back with a longer video, and with this I hope to see you next week.